Savory, and this is Keep It Simple DIY. Today I am going to be making some breakfast freezer meals. It's been a minute since we've had freezer meals for breakfast in our freezer, and I am desperately in need. We almost always have at least something in the freezer for breakfast meals, but right now we don't. So I have 6 different recipes that I'm wanting to do today. We'll see if we get to them all. 2 of them are different pancake recipes. One of them is pumpkin pancakes because I have just a little bit of pumpkin left. Yesterday I did make some pumpkin bread. It's like a healthy recipe. It was okay. It wasn't anything special, but I also made some pumpkin oat balls. So I had a video where I made oat balls for the first time, like breakfast cookies, breakfast balls, and they were okay. They had honey and peanut butter in them and then didn't have chocolate chips, so I added some like afterwards. I just kind of smushed them on. This one did call for chocolate chips, and I put mini chocolate chips in and they melted. These are so good though. They actually taste like a pumpkin pie and they're healthy. They've got maple syrup in them. They're delicious. Remind me to put the recipe for these down below. It was just one of those simple mix it all together, stick it in the fridge thing. So I'm going to use up the rest of the pumpkin. I also have some muffins that I want to make that are going to be more of a savory muffin. That's what I'm going to start on first. I need to get this, well, where is it? I need to get this sausage cooked up. And then let's see, the other 2 recipes that I'm wanting to do, there's like a lemon oat muffin. I don't know if I'm going to get to that, we'll see. And then there's like a savory type of pancake deal. Did I say all of them? No, burritos. I'm going to make burritos too because the breakfast burritos that I made before were gone before the video even went up. So let's get to cooking. Let's get this meat in the pan. When I made the sausage, I didn't have coriander, so it said to add a little bit when we're cooking it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, now that our sausage is cooked, I am going to put it in this bowl because I need to let it cool off for a bit. I also just melted 6 tablespoons of butter and I have that cooling off as well. But now we can get started on our breakfast burritos. I haven't cut an onion yet, but let's go do that. I'm just going to use ham instead of sausage. My favorite breakfast burritos actually with like deli sliced ham. That's how we made it when I was in home ec in 7th grade. And that's just been my favorite the entire time. But today I have some little small cubed ham pieces that I need to use up. So that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, I did get a new toy. So video yet where I was comparing how much it costs to make pizzas at home versus buy them from the store. But that video, I like overheated my KitchenAid. It seems to still be like able to turn on, so it might not be completely dead, but I did find a cool new toy. It's right behind me right there. It's like a little mixer. It was really cheap. I was looking at the Bosch, which is why I ended up finding that one. And you know, all the cheap ones were like $100, and I was like, there's no reason to buy one for $100. Like, let's wait and see what's going on with mine. But that one had a 40% off coupon. It was $60, and if you guys know KitchenAid, that's how much it costs to get a replacement, just the bowl for KitchenAid. And so I was like, you know what, we'll see if it works great. If not, like, it's good enough for now at least. And so I tried it yesterday for the first time, and when I made that pumpkin bread, and it didn't blow my socks off, but you know, maybe after I use it a few times, it will. I definitely made a kind of different style recipe than I normally would make yesterday. Usually I, you know, would cream butter and sugar, but there wasn't any sugar in the recipe. It was maple syrup. It was just different. So I'm not, oh, these onions, or this is only one, I guess, but it feels like a lot to my eyes. I'm not going to write it off yet. I'm going to try it again. We'll see if it can whip up a bunch of eggs for us for these breakfast burritos. All right, let's get this in the pan, sauteing, and we'll add the ham as well. Turn this guy back on. While the onions are sauteing, I am going to put all the eggs in here. I don't know how many I'm going to use yet. I'll figure it out as I go. But I'm just going to start cracking eggs into this mixer, and I'm hoping it works really well. Well, that was an egg for the counter.
Oh no.
I've never had that happen before. I got overzealous with my cracking skills. Had them roll on the floor before.
No.
Okay. All right, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of water per egg. You could use milk. I usually just use water. It lands itself better on our bellies. Then I'm going to add some salt and pepper, and then we'll put the lid on and we'll see how it goes. Actually, I need to plug it in too. It won't go at all if I don't plug it in. Let's see. Which one? This one, I think. She's pretty good. Maybe I'll do it just a second more. No, there's definitely still eggs in there. I think it got them all that time. So maybe if I just would have left it on longer. Ugh. Okay, we're getting some really nice color on these. I turned the heat quite down when I put the ham in. And you know what I just realized? I'm gonna use the cheddar cheese for the muffins, not the burritos. So I needed it anyways, but we're gonna use the mozzarella for the burritos. That'll be better. Oh, we have a bunch. That didn't work at all. Okay, so, oh, and there's a shell. So for those wondering, that thing doesn't work. Yesterday I tried it with the different paddle attachment and I wasn't a big fan, and today I'm not a big fan with this paddle attachment, so I think that one might be going back. I think I have everything out that I need. I've got my recipe over here. I have the pound of sausage that we cooked up. We've got 2 cups of cheese. They're going in. I also melted that 6 ounces of butter earlier and let it cool off. And then I took a cup of milk out of the freezer. I actually typically don't have milk, but I froze the extras in 1 cup bags just because they, gosh, I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. Because we don't go through milk, and so I needed to save it, and I didn't want to save it in 1 big lump. But so I'm gonna put that whole cup in here, plus this butter. And then we need some maple syrup, salt, and flour, and I think that's all we need. And baking powder, but I have it out. Okay, tablespoon of baking powder. Tablespoon, that's what it says. Okay. Tablespoon of baking powder, 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of maple syrup. And now we need something to mix it. I've never tried this recipe before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm right now thinking this would have been better to put in a mixer, but this definitely wouldn't have been mixed in that little mixer. Maybe I will try the KitchenAid when we make pancakes and see how it goes. I think I'm gonna put these in some silicone muffin liners. I think they'll come out of that easiest. Let me kind of reset. We're now at the point where the burritos need my full attention, so I'm gonna stay over here. And we're going to add the cheese in just a second. Eggs have gone down, they're cheaper now, did you notice? They're kind of back to normal. Whoa, throwing cheese everywhere. Okay, I've got a little bit of a mess going on, but we'll work through it. I'm going to use these square ones. I've got square and round. The square look a little bit bigger. So I think these ones sound better. I don't know how many this is going to need. I probably could just look at the recipe. I think it said 12. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Do I want to like smush it into shape? Maybe I'll just put them all in first and then figure it out. Okay, actually I was supposed to preheat the oven to 400. I preheated it to 350, but we're going to put these in for 16 to 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes. And we'll see how this works out. This is kind of a hodgepodge, but I didn't want to get out another baking sheet. It'll be at 400 any minute, so I'm just gonna stick them in. I was going to use the KitchenAid for this, but I looked and this recipe just seems so small that I don't think I'm going to need the KitchenAid. So maybe we'll use it for the next recipe, or if not, if I don't make very many pancakes with these recipes that I have, then I'll probably just make my regular recipe. That's my thought. And make all of them. I mean, once I have the griddle out, you know, I only have to clean the griddle one time. So I'm gonna put all these in here. The muffins are still in the oven. They are just about done. 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar. I'm substituting a lot here. I don't have coconut sugar, but I have swerve. So hopefully this is close enough. I know it's gonna be a totally different flavor. Got some sea salt. Just a tiny little bit. Pumpkin pie spice. And a little bit of baking soda. I'm wondering, maybe I should get all of these batters done first and then cook them all at once instead of doing them one at a time. Vanilla. Calls for avocado oil. I don't have that. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and then a 1/3 cup of cassava flour. So that's definitely not very much. I just got cassava flour on my sock. Yeah, this might make like 3 pancakes. But hey, it uses up the pumpkin, right? Oh yeah, I think they're good. There we go. Put this back to 350. Our mess is growing, but since we have the oven preheated, I want to get these muffins going. I need 1 3/4 cup of oat flour, and I don't have oat flour, but I do have oats, so I'm going to make some real quick. I think that's good for the moment. I'm actually going to make the whole recipe in here because it's already dirty, so why not? And we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that this turns out kind of like the lemon zucchini bread that I made. That was delicious, and it was just a small loaf, so it was gone super quickly. I am adding 2 eggs. Oh, I didn't even look to see how much that put in there. Yeah. Okay. Tablespoon of chia seeds. So I now have a few recipes that use chia seeds. I still think this is like a year's supply of chia seeds though. So many. Okay, half a teaspoon of baking soda and salt. Half a cup of sugar. And half a cup of applesauce. That's a half a cup. Half a cup of coconut oil. Oh. And then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and of milk of choice. Did I add the vanilla? I don't think I did. And a little splash of vanilla. The mess I have is growing. I don't have any zest. It also called for zest. And then it also called for almond milk. I'm using soy milk because it said any milk of choice, and this is what I have. Okay. I think I'm only gonna need 1 tray for this one, and these ones I will just use these paper liners. Also, this is the Ninja blender food processor combo thing, and I actually love it. It is the best. I no longer have a food processor and a blender. I just use this.
Sure, 15 minutes, and we're starting now.
All right, these are going in for 15 minutes. Our muffins are still in the oven, the Chia muffins. I am going to put this gasket back on. I'm going to start on the other pancake recipe, and these pancake recipes really aren't making very many, so I think I'm also going to do my regular pancake recipe, and we'll see how the KitchenAid does. Oh my gosh, I might not be able to get this back on at this angle. Okay, got it. This one calls for 1/3 of a cup of flour. Yeah, it's about that. And 1/3 of a cup of protein powder. So this is different. I've never done a protein powder waffle before. I know a lot of people do, which is why I thought I'd try it. I'm not a big fan of this protein powder specifically, so I think next time I buy protein powder, I will buy the Pure Protein brand because I have that in chocolate and it's delicious. I love it. I will actually drink that with just a little bit of like a 0-calorie sweetener, and I will make it hot, and I'll make it like a hot cocoa. So that actually works out pretty well for me. I already measured out 3/4 cup of soy milk. Look at this, we're like, the mess continues. I did take a minute and like clean out some of the dishes, so the mess isn't as bad, but it's still pretty bad. How much do we need here? I need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So this is my 1/2 teaspoon. My 1 teaspoon is right there, but this one's already dirty. Okay, and then 2 teaspoons of oil. We'll just go 1, 2, how much sugar? Tablespoon of sugar. Well, okay, I already got the 1 tablespoon wet, so we'll do 1/2 tablespoons. And I don't want to double these recipes because I don't know if I'm gonna like them. What didn't I do? I just did salt. No, did I do salt? Oh shoot. I don't think I did salt because it said 1/4 teaspoon. I didn't do anything 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, salt. Did I get it all? I think I did. Be a tiny mixer. Okay, there is pancake batter number 2. Let's check the oven. Okay, you guys, we're getting there. I just shredded up a cup of cheddar cheese. I'm going to add 4 ounces of pork sausage. I have this sausage that I cooked up a while ago. I used half of it for, I don't remember what, but I used half of it. And the rest of it I had in the freezer, so I took it out yesterday. I am going to use it for this recipe. This is like a pancake that's savory. I don't remember, what do we call it? Savory, I can't see the title. It's called something. Oh, a half a cup of onion. Let me just grab a canned onion. What else do we need? We need green peppers. I'm not gonna do green peppers, but I need 3/4 of a cup of almond flour. Part of my shelf timber was that I wanted to use up some of my flours and chia seeds. So the cassava flour, the almond flour, what else do I have? I don't know, I have lots of other flours. Oh goodness. So these recipes I picked out then and I just didn't do them then, but we're doing them now, which is good. I need a half a teaspoon of salt. Well, I'll get that later. Half a teaspoon of salt. Some black pepper, a teaspoon of baking powder, 3 eggs, and then that cup. So let's see. How much did I say here? A teaspoon. 1, 2, this is a half a teaspoon. And then, so the only liquid here is the eggs. So I am going to dump the liquid from this. I just don't feel like chopping up an onion, and I didn't read the directions, I just read the ingredients. I'm guessing I probably should saute it first, so canned it is. Okay, black pepper and 3 eggs. Could probably put that protein powder away. Let's do it. Let's see if we have another egg mishap. I had the one that was just rolling away, the one that I cracked on the counter. Here's 1. And 2. And 3. Okay. I tried to find like new, different, healthy recipes, some lower in gluten, just because, I mean, not that I want to talk about my ears again, but just because I'm thinking if there's any inflammation issues, then reducing inflammation from gluten could be good. Gluten is actually inflammatory, so if you avoid gluten, it is anti-inflammatory. So I kind of find that avoiding gluten kind of has the same effect as taking an anti-inflammatory like pill. Okay, this is mixed. I think what I'm going to do is actually make a big batch of my regular run-of-the-mill pancakes, because this is not that much, and if I'm doing freezer meals, like, we need quite a bit of stuff. So I'm going to leave these. I'm just going to cook them all at once, and the way I want to do this is just, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to go slow, I'm just going to relax and cook them on the griddle instead of like trying to multitask. I figure multitasking just isn't in my, it's not in my wheelhouse today. It's not something that I want to do. I've had a really busy few weeks, and today this is just something that I want to do just for fun. I think I'm going to have a bit slower time coming up soon. I mean, all the holidays are coming up, and so I'm really excited about that, and then hopefully I'll be able to kind of add some extra energy there. But let me get everything put away and bring you over. Let's see, do you think the KitchenAid will work? We'll give it a try. All right, let's give this a try. Worst case scenario, I'll be doing it by hand, but I'm going to double this recipe because I would like to have a good amount of pancakes in my freezer, and I just know that the amount that I made of all the other kinds just isn't very much. So I'm going to use, whoa, that almost went on the counter too, 4 eggs. Okay, and we'll need 3 cups of flour. And then a 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm gonna go a little shy on that. Let's see. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I have a half a tablespoon here, which is close but not quite. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. Wait, nope, I'm doubling. Okay, and then 2 teaspoons of baking soda, which is gonna be a heaping one of these. Tablespoon of salt. Oh, no. I need to refill the salt. Half a cup of butter. And I also need a cup of milk. So let me go grab some water. I'm going to use powdered milk. Okay, and to double, I need to go grab a little bit more water, but I'm going to put in 2/3 of a cup of powdered milk. And then last but not least is my secret ingredient. I love to add a little splash of maple syrup into the batter, which is why I went a little shy on the sugar. And then now we see if it's gonna work. Oh, you know what? I was like, nope, doesn't work. You have to plug it in. I've had it unplugged because I just didn't want like a fire hazard. I don't know, it might have been a little overkill. Let's see. That was speed 1. Okay, we might still be good. You guys, this is fantastic news. That means that I didn't actually kill my KitchenAid, I just overheated it. So I'm super happy. I don't need to get a new one. Let's just pull this down. Got my setup here. I already have this preheated, and so I'm just, I'm going to give it a good spray, and then we will start scooping on some of this stuff. So now it's just, you know, easy. I just get to sit here and make some pancakes. And I'm actually really excited to just relax and do this. Let's see. I'm intrigued to see how these will turn out, the ones that are different. So we've got the pumpkin ones going on first. I'm gonna make them pretty tiny, I think. Okay, give me room for this last one over here. Throw it all over each other, but you know. Okay, our 2 specialty ones are on. Now to the regular. These pumpkin ones are ready to come off. They actually look really good. I'm kind of bummed because like I kind of want to taste everything, but I already had a breakfast burrito and one of those like pumpkin balls this morning. I don't really need everything. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Okay, I'm gonna put the pumpkin and the, what do we call this, protein powder ones on the same tray so I know that they are the different ones. Well, I did taste a little tiny piece like this to fall off the pumpkin and it was good. Protein powder one is fine. I definitely think though, the protein powder that you use is super important. My protein powder just isn't great. Yep, we're good. Well, there we go. I'm going to do the regular pancakes first, and then I will jump to the savory ones. I just don't want savory flavored regular pancakes. Okay, give another spray. Stand up. Go in for another round. that's gonna touch. We are just about there. My griddle was giving me a little bit of troubles. It worked really well for that first round with the 2 different flavors, and then it stopped heating, so I turned up the heat, and then it got too hot. So we had a little bit of a hoopla, but the second round of the regular went just fine. But now I'm going to put these on, and I'm not sure exactly, oh gosh. This, we'll see how this goes. It could have been that I had too crumbly of sausage. I don't know, this might have been better as like a muffin. I mean, it won't taste bad, right? And a little teeny tiny one there. Well, that actually, the little teeny tiny one looks good. These ones can be flipped. Oops. Now I wish I had those over a little bit. There we go. Make it work. These smell delicious. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. You know what? They actually might stay together. Okay. Guys, I had my doubts, but these actually look fantastic. Ooh, that one's falling apart. I think it would have been better if I had my sausage a little bit more crumbly. And the little one. Okay, they stuck together, that's good. All right, you guys, we did it. There's a little tiny piece of this. I wanna give it a try. Sausage and egg and cheese. Cool. We have our 3 different types of pancakes, our regular, our pumpkin, and our, I'm pointing to the wrong ones. Our pumpkin and our protein powder, I actually put them in the opposite bags. Like I labeled the bags first and put them in the wrong ones. And I just said them wrong too, that's kind of funny. So this is more of like our sweet side. We have our breakfast burritos. We have our lemon muffins, the oat muffins. We have our savory muffins. And then we have our, I don't know what we call these, but they are a breakfast thing. So we have 3 savory and I don't know, how many do we count here for sweet? Because this is sweet and these are sweet, but is this 1 because it's pancakes or is this 3 because it's 3 different kinds? Anyways, I am very happy. I am going to let these all cool down all the way. Most of them kind of are. And then pop them in the freezer. And now we have breakfast for quite a while. And I'm so happy because we haven't had breakfast in the freezer for so long. I didn't cook my onions quite long enough for these breakfast burritos. They're a little crunchy. But other than that, I think everything went off without a hitch. These came out perfectly from the silicone cups. I just have to wash them, and that's all that's left is washing those silicone cups. I got everything else cleaned. I just have to run the dishwasher and then put all the clean dishes away. So I'm very pleased with everything that we got. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I would love to see you here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.